Mic check, mic check. And mic check, mic check. There we go. There's the mics. Hello? Anybody on? Anybody on? Give it a few more seconds. Just started. Let me get up my questions. Not the questions I wanted. Mic check, mic check. Hopefully the mic's working. Hopefully the video's working. Hello? Hello if anybody's on here. I think there's a delay, so give me a second. I am getting questions. Let's see here. Still waiting. We'll wait. We'll give it. Whatever. Hi, Alex. Hello. Still waiting. Still timing it out. I'm watching what's over here. And I can start seeing the feed, even though there's probably a delay. See, YouTube decided that they were going to play like a half-hour commercial, so that whatever. All right, we're doing this live. We're doing it live. That's what they said, right? Right? That's what they said on Ed Wood. There we go. Oh, I can see myself over there. Yay. Okay, so now we're rolling. I've got confirmation that we're online. I've got the chat open here. I've got some pre. Alex, hopefully, how's my mic coming out? Is everything working? Can you hear me? Of course, you know, everything came down the last second. I have a camera set up right here, and you know, to capture stuff on this table, which of course I forgot to put the nice little thing on. But, you know, spent like 2 hours trying to get that camera to work so that I could just do some switcher stuff, switcheroony, and get it down, and be able to see that stuff instead of this ugly face and nothing. So hopefully I can get that working by next week. So that gives me a project. If you're new here, this is what we usually call live-ish, but we're not on the ish part anymore. We're actually live right now. Hi, how you doing? Let's get some, let's see here. Sounds good and looks good. Thank you. Yeah, look good. How's the beard? Does the beard look good? Let me get some questions. I pre-asked a few questions. Brian Lee Moore asks, from the time you start editing to the time you upload, how long does the editing process take you? Depends on the project. Depends on what I'm doing. Depends on how long it is. Because of the pandemic, I've changed the formula to in-house. So we've been doing more in-house stuff as of late. So a lot of it is recently, the more recent stuff, it has been the time-lapse builds, which I like to call moments of geek zen. The intention is that, you know, you can watch this and listen to nice music and maybe, you know, put it in a playlist and, you know, maybe take a nap or whatever. Whatever helps. Whatever. Anyway, it depends on, you know, some of the Lego builds. So just recently I did do I have it here? Hold on. Time out. Oh. So recently we just shot, you know, the building of this thing. If you were in the chat or if you were on the live feed and you were waiting on the feed to start, it actually showed how I was putting these lights on from Kai Glaring, I believe it is. Hopefully we're Kai Glaring, I believe, is the name of the company. Hopefully I'm saying it right. But this took maybe 4 or 5 hours to shoot. And then to edit that down, typically I try to keep the Moments of Geek Zen stuff to, about, about 4 minutes or whatever. I had to concede and just do eight minutes on this instead of 4 minutes. But it took 4 hours, and I've got some other bigger projects if people are interested in seeing them. But and then there's of course the whole lighting effect. I'll work on my eye line a little bit. Right now I got my monitor down there. I will work on getting it up here. But lights, yay, lights! Now where to? Oop, nope. Sensor don't want to work. Let me flip that off. I mean, technically, I could do this. We could broadcast. From the dark. I will fix the tater problem. Since Alexander says some taters in my beard, I will fix the tater problem by doing this. So we'll bring this up, and how about we do some like nice little mood lighting. Here we go. Ready? Oh, they all didn't turn off. Aww. Oh well, close enough. Good, nice little like side lighting and be like, oh. All right, everything back on. Skits out everything. Anyway, I even forgot what the question was. Oh, so the question was how long does it take to shoot? How long does it take to edit? So it depends on the project. Like I said, it was a 4-hour shoot. I try to do what I can to edit within a day. So anywhere from 2 hours to 8 hours, whatever it takes to get it done. So, and for these builds, it's just condensing time. They're actually shot in live, real time. They're shot in real time and then just condensed down and sped up to keep that retention, I guess. Something Suave Theater. Hello, nice job. What, on my face? Thanks. Then I grew this myself. I know you're talking about that. Who cares about Paul? Let's go back to the well now. Nope, and no. All right. Paul Tidd, I will not read yours on camera, but funny guy. Funny guy. Paul Tidd, our regular, folks. Are you something Suave Theater, or are you in here too? Is that, I don't know who something Suave Theater is, so. More questiones before we get to the meat of today's projects. Clyde Leonard says, can the cosplay community come back from this pandemic? I can't really speak for the cosplayers. I can speak for myself. Like I said, we've been bringing stuff in-house due to the pandemic. Not really looking forward. I mean, we did a few treks last year. I did RetroCon with Mr. Lobo last year, and I did Rhode Island Comic Con with Heather and Kurt. Catch that podcast only on Spotify right now. Currently not on YouTube, but maybe some back down. Sorry, I looked at the comments and now I threw myself off. So I can't really speak for the cosplay community, but I can speak for myself as a videographer. I'm not really looking forward to teaming up a lot of projects. I'd love to bring back Creative Continuity. I'd love to bring back Costunes, which is our cosplay show, but it's going to be tough. And right now, it's like I don't know. Like right now, for me, I'm no rush to bring that stuff back into the channel right away. We'll see how things go. Maybe we'll give it another year, maybe 2 years, maybe 3 years, and we'll see how it goes. Um, will the cosplay community bounce back? Certainly. Sure, 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 sure. Something Swaz Theater is the name of your TV show on OSI 74. I knew that sounded familiar. Sorry. Kirk, good old Kirk. You know, we were just talking about Rhode Island Comic Con, and he wants to know why Kirk Face is not trending. Let's get that trending, guys. Get on that right now, right now. Joey Fatone wants you to get on that. Work on that. So I think we're here. I mean, I burnt 11 minutes. We're gonna move on. We're gonna chug along. What I'd like to do with the show moving forward is, you know, like Live-ish was supposed to be the live version. We just had wonky, slow setup, so it got hard to do it as a live show, and ended up being a canned, pre-recorded, edited show. So I'd like to actually get into the swing of actually producing the show as a live show, doing the live cast. Hopefully Wednesday at 6 o'clock will always be the spot for this live cast. Time will tell. We'll see how many eyeballs get on it, how many clicks we get. If there's a better date that works for everybody, let me know. You know, comment in the comments below. And oh yeah, like, subscribe, click the bell, do a dance, go to the refrigerator, eat shredded cheese directly from the refrigerator. But most importantly, subscribe to the channel and come back here at 6 o'clock. Watch everything, anything and everything. There's nearly 500 videos on Bestow TV. Watch them all. Watch all the shorts. Watch it all, and like and thumbs them up and comment and share them to your friend. Send them in an email to your grandmother. All right. So there's a lot of boxes sitting here to my left. You know, the plans was a lot of live-ish stuff where it was doing the unboxing things, and of course producer Riley, you know, got school and everything, so you know, there's obligations there, and I understand. We tried to record ahead as much as we could, but things got backed up, and we did a lot of shows where like the boxes were stacked up. I don't know if there was any advantage to opening all those boxes all at once, so I may drag them out a little bit longer. There's some stuff in there, and I've been talking about in the live-ish videos about doing retro new review. I would like to continue doing retro new review. I'd like to, you know, that's been on the bucket list since February of last year. So hopefully we can get this stuff, we can get it rolling and start going forward. So maybe I'll do on the live feed. We'll unbox. We'll get something out of the mailer. We'll get it up front in the camera. We'll throw some stuff to the wall, through the fan to the wall. Some just stuff. Maybe Play-Doh, like brown Play-Doh. We will throw through a fan to the wall and see what sticks. And maybe as a community we'll figure out what we want to do, or what do you guys want to see, or how you want to see, or how you want me to produce retro new review going forward. So some of that stuff I'm going to start opening and getting out, and then you know, we'll just roll it right over and start doing some retro new review right afterwards. But after talking about all that, none of that's what I'm going to do right now. Right now I'm going to talk about something else. Chris Lamont had sent me a message, and we were talking about some stuff to do for retro new review. Most of the stuff is going to be modern, so you know, of course, retro is the meaning for, you know, something that is made now but has that look of then. So you know, GI Joes are going to come out. You know, we're going to get those 6-inch GI Joes out here, and you know, there's a callback to the 80s, or the 3 3/4-inch GI Joes, unless you're talking about the 12-inch GI Joes. But I'm not talking about the GI Joes. We never talk about the 12-inch GI Joes. Secret. It's a secret. But I also kind of want to do some repair on actually the 80s GI Joes. And so I had been picking up bits and pieces. I've actually been specifically looking for broken Joes, and Chris Lamont's been helping me. I've been messaging him and be like, oh, what does this guy need? What does this guy need to complete? And I've got a build up. So I'm not going to name another show. I know I'm really good at having like 50 million shows on here and all different titles and everything. So this vintage stuff will show up on Retro New Review, even though they're vintage. They're not retro. They're actual vintage. And so I'm going to bring out some of the things that we have here, some of the stuff that I would like to repair. And you know, I was like thinking of doing like vintage repair or whatever, but I don't need another show. I'll just keep it to Retro New Review. But every now and then we're going to do vintage repair. Maybe we'll, you know, if it takes off, maybe we'll do some more stuff. So you may recognize this from our adventures at Lewisburg Flea Market. This was one of the things that I picked up, and it's been the storage. It's been storage for some vintage Joes, and eventually some of the vintage Joes will go over here into this carrying case when they can actually fit in this carrying case and not be like 30 pieces. So I thought today that I'm just going to. Alex says their guns better be glued to their hands. Story for later. Actually, it's the other brother that told me that I should actually do the repair. So Alexander's, you know, one brother. The other brother is, you know, the other brother. Anyway, see, this would be great because now I could switch to this overhead camera and we could just see what's in this box. And no, nothing. So I do have a repair kit. It has some new O-rings. I mean, I think that's going to be majority of the repairs if I'm going to be dealing in the Joes, is the O-rings just rot, and you know, over time they don't last. I think Hasbro this past summer said, you know, they're going to reintroduce the O-line again, and I'm pretty sure that Hasbro said that they did some new O-rings that are supposed to be like vegetable based, so they're supposed to last longer. The O-rings are just kind of this weird case. There's a lot of people that they do the grading and sealing of vintage Joes, and the O-rings rot in the box. You know, so you can get the vintage Joes, but they can easily be multiple pieces. So how you know, what, a graded 9.5, and it still could end up in two pieces. But you know, screws, if the screws are rusted, I'll replace the screws, hinges. But there's that. This thingamabobber is in the original package. This is a mailer from, I forgot to look it up before the shoot, late 80s, early 90s. I want to say 91. This was an exclusive mail away. When the person mailed it to me, they mailed it in the original envelope that they got it in, or whoever they got it from. And this is going to be a mystery. Alex, if you can make a poll. Let's see here. In the chat, we'll have a poll. Maybe I'll read it off at the end. What do you think is in this package? And Alex will make option A and option 2. And I'll let you guys have some time to vote on it. And maybe we'll see your discoveries at the end, and read your discoveries at the end, or read the percentage, or I don't know. But I'm going to actually save this for Retro New Review, and we'll reveal what it is. Actually, it doesn't even need repaired. It's actually like pristine. It's pretty much been in this package since the 90s, as far as I can tell. The O-ring is nice, so I may actually have to do a retro new, vintage, new, old review. Work on that. But it's actually complete and everything. So, surprise! What do you think's in there? Let us know. Comment. If you're watching the live, comment in the chat. If you're watching the recording, comment in the comments. Get on that. Got a little belchies here. The first thing that I actually picked up was at Rhode Island Comic Con. This is when I decided that I was going to try my hand at repairs. I was just gonna do repairs and not even record it. Our other brother Justin actually said that, oh, maybe you should do that on camera. That would be kind of interesting. That'd be kind of something different. So I got Storm Shadow as the first guy to repair. I'm like, oh, well. These guys that I kind of were chasing were people that were, I never really had. Like my collection, roughly around 91 is when I stopped collecting, and then I actually gave my collection to someone who was less fortunate than me, so they got my entire collection. So a lot of my stuff that I've been picking up to repair are things that I've never had before or never had in the collection. So they're either things that came later when I gave up my collection or things that I just never had originally. So this is forget what his name is. He's version 3 Storm Shadow, Arctic Mission Storm Shadow, which I thought would be great because Amazon exclusive for the 6-inch for the classified line is Arctic Mission Storm Shadow. So hey, we get the vintage original, and then we get to check it with the other guy. Alex can't make a poll. All right, well, Alex can't make a poll, so comment in the chat what you think it is. Comment down below what you think it is. I'll read the results at the end of the thing. Well, I mean, if you comment in the chat, or you comment in the comments, that's probably later on, so I won't read that, but I'll read this on the chat later on. So pick this guy up, and of course, you know, crotch is busted. Like, okay, well, you know, the rubber, the O-rings, like I said, are a little loose, like I said. So that was kind of the main mission. And I'm like, great, I got a starter. Until I learned that these things are fused, because I was looking at how to fix them, and these things are fuse molded. So there's no way of opening this up and replacing the O-ring. So I'm going to have to do an alteration. There's other ways where you can go in and you can kind of fix the rubber band without replacing the rubber band, because there's no way of actually getting him apart to actually put the new rubber band in without actually destroying him. Busted crotch, which I apparently learned that's just a thing. Joes apparently have weak crotches. Gross. And then some rusted, it's got some rusted, this would be great if I could use my overhead camera, but rusted screws that I'm going to replace. So I'm like, okay, first project, great. All I gotta do is replace the crotch and figure out how to fix that O-ring without actually fixing that O-ring. And yeah, down went the adventure of going to, got a little bit of paint missing there, but oh well. The rabbit hole of trying to find crotches for G.I. Joe. I'm probably on an FBI watch list right now. So the best that I could do is actually, it ended up that I just had to get a second one with a non-busted crotch. This one has the paint all scuffed and scarred. I mean, he too kind of is wobbly. So maybe this one, what I will do is, oh, and the big thing here is, like, this one still has this ribbon. And this one, somebody cut off the ribbon, so I will swap the crotches. I will put the, I don't feel comfortable saying that on a live stream. Swap the crotches on the other one. I'm going to fix the rubber bands, and then to meet the demands of Alex, I'm going to super glue the weapons to his hands, and we'll put it back on eBay. Next. What is it? Anybody? Any guesses? Anybody? I'm looking. Any? Okay, moving on. Alrighty. Number 2. Let's see here. What was I can't remember the name of the convention that we went to. Chris Lamont invited me to this convention. Alex says yes. I assume that's for the glued weaponry. It was the York Toy Show that we went to. I was on hunt for Broken Joes, and again, it's another Joe that well, it's not a Joe, it's a Cobra. Any guesses of who this character is without showing the top half? It's a character. I lost my train of thought. No, it's not Blow Up. Nope. Blow Up Wanda. Don't remember that call sign from G.I. Joe, but it is definitely not Blow Up Wanda or Transformer. Next. Anyway, so I was on the hunt. Ended up picking this up for next to nothing. And it is Cobra Commander. Yet another one that I never had. It was, I don't know, one that was later down the line. Pretty solid, pretty decent paint job from, I mean, I assume that he must have, whoever had him, just the O-ring busted and he just got shelved somewhere. Pretty simple, just looks like an O-ring fixed, no busted crotches. Then I went to Chris and I'm like, okay, so what does he need? Because the other part of this trek is to complete them. He already has his backpack. I don't think he came with his pistol. Like, so what am I looking for? And Chris is like, there's a hose that goes from his mask to there. And good luck. It's expensive. And he wasn't wrong. So there's the quest for the Cobra Commander hose, and we'll be putting him back together someday. Some episode. Someday. Whenever I get to those episodes. I need to get to those episodes. Is it Snake Eyes? Does Snake Eyes have a mail away? Anybody know if Snake Eyes was a mail away? I don't know if Snake Eyes was a mail away. It is not Snake Eyes. Unless you meant this guy. This guy is not Snake Eyes either. I do realize that the chat's in a little bit of delay. Yet again, Chris invites me to the JB Toy Show. So I pick up another Cobra guy that I've never had. Super loose, decent paint. Paint's not chipped or anything. Does the wobbly dance. Of course, had nothing with him. No, nothing at all. And I'm like, all right, Chris. What's the expensive item for this thing? What's the $1 million item? And of course, it's the cape. The cape has a logo on it, which is sometimes peeled off. The armholes are sometimes ripped open. But I'm looking forward to fixing this guy up and getting him up on there, up in the collection. We'll start getting the vintage collection going. And then the last two that I have here, let's see here. Let's go with this one first. This one doesn't actually, this one only needs, and you may have seen this because I have it posted in the what does YouTube call it now? The Google Community tab. So I had a picture of this on the community tab. I had it in Facebook and Twitter and everything else. So, and he's pretty nice painted and everything. Doesn't seem loose. So I may end up just doing a review. The screws don't look rusted. His biggest problem was that he didn't come with all of his accessories. I remember I've had this accessory just came in just a couple days ago. So I may have had him. I'm not 100% sure if I had him or not. This is, of course, a Snow Viper. No, sorry. Snow Serpent. Snow Serpent. Starduster. Don't know who that is, but no. But yeah, so him, it's just going to be more about completing. Once I complete him, I will do my review. how to get these off of him without snapping them. That would be horrible. I may have had him, I may not, I don't remember. I remember the snowshoes. But I also had Snow Job, which is such an unfortunate name for G.I. Joe. But Snow Job had skis, I'm pretty sure. I don't think he had snowshoes. Somebody else may have had snowshoes that I may have had. Or it may have been one of these guys, but I don't seem to recall them. And I kind of like the looks of them. I mean, if I were to troop build anything, that's probably that's probably a troop builder if I were into that. This last one was an eBay item. People told me that I should, you know, if I go to cons, I should cosplay this. There's a story behind this one, and then there's a story. Then there's a subsequential story. So of course this is Scoop, later G.I. Joe. Never had him, of course. Needs a new O-ring. Decent paint job. And then the reason, of course, you know, I'm a video producer. I shoot videos at Comic-Cons. Why don't I go to a Comic-Con cosplaying as a guy who shoots videos? And then I can actually shoot real videos while cosplaying. We also bounced around the idea of getting the 1980s version of the WWE, or WWF as it was then, of the jumpsuit. And then just run around and be the WWF cameraman and actually shoot like the old 80s cosplayers and blend in with them. Yeah, there's Kurt. Yes, do it, cosplay it. He's one of them that's actually like saying, do it, do it, do it. This guy, and then this guy was an eBay pickup. He got his camera. Again, this would be great if this camera worked overhead, but he's got his camera. See, how do I, okay, Kurt, how do I do this? How do I do this? It looks like a camera attached to a gun. Come on, smart guy. Get on that. Joey Fatone approves. But there's this camera on what appears to be a gun. Satellite dish backpack. Helmet, pistol, excuse me, of course missing the hose that runs from the camera to the backpack, and of course, like Cobra Commander, supposed to have a little tiny microphone right there. Yeah, fun stuff. Trying to find little tiny itty bitty little tiny stuff, but so to wrap this up, these things will, of course, be in a version of Retro New Review. I'm hoping to produce Retro New Review quite soon. I have been getting in bits and pieces too. Boom, solved, you got it right there. Okay. So I have been getting in some pieces in. Bits and pieces. One of the bits and pieces that I have been picking up because they're really easy, sort of easy to pick up, is of course the file cards. Like how it started where I got this one and he sent them in one of these plastic sleeves, and I'm like, oh, that's actually not a bad idea. So I've actually picked up plastic sleeves for all of them. So far we've got the Cobra Commander, the Dr. Mindbender, Storm Shadow, Snow Serpent, and of course Scoop. And even though this one didn't come with a card, I got a card for it. Let's see here. They wouldn't know. Is this Major Blood? I don't know if Major Blood have a mail away? Did he? But no, it's not Major Blood. I will give a hint. It's not Cobra or Dreadnought or Mars Industries. It is a Joe. So, there we go. Kurt says, tape a camera to a gun. Oh yeah, I'll get right on that. That's gonna work. So there you have it. I'm probably going to work top down, which means that it's going to be Storm Shadow first on down. Maybe I'll review the guys that are just needing pieces. Actually, this might actually be the first one. This might actually be done before Storm Shadow, because I know you all are salivating. You want to know. You want to know what this is. What it? What is this? So we'll get that on Retro New Review. We will start doing more live feeds. We will start getting the boxes in the corner. I'm talking with Kyra. Kyra bought some Pokemons over Christmas break and wanted to do Pokemons on camera. Like I said, it's been a while. It's tough going, so I talked her into doing Pokemons on live feeds. So maybe next week we will do some Pokemons on unpacking. Is that a thing you would like? Let us know. And I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you all for joining. Hold on, one more. Is it a Joe from the 80s show? I think it's a Joe from the 80s show. I might be more from the 90s, which would still be like the 80s show. I mean, let's just say like Sunbow / Deke series, which would cover the 80s and 90s, like that generation. I know he's been in the Deke series. I don't know if he's been in the Sunbow version though, and I can't recall if he was in the animated movie. So there's that. Chew on that tidbit for a bit. So yeah, we're going to do some Pokemons hopefully next week. We're going to start diving into more boxes. Maybe once we start getting the boxes rolling, maybe I'll start actually getting off my lazy old butt and start doing some Retro No Review. I want to hear from you guys. The comment section is always quiet. You know, let me know what you like to see. I've been doing shorts recently, and I know that YouTube doesn't serve shorts to everybody, so I started doing like these little packs of things that we were doing. You know, little packs that I had gotten on that I was going to do reviews, and it's like, these things are kind of tiny. I don't know if it's really like, can I do something on the little stuff? So I've actually delegated the unboxings of the little packs to shorts, because I can kind of get in and get out and do those within 60 seconds or less. So I have some Garbage Pail Kids to put on in the shorts. I've got some, and we just recently did. Mr. Lobo had given me a 1986 UK mini set of Garbage Pail Kids that we had unwrapped in a short. Unfortunately, the gum damaged the cards, but we unwrapped them on camera. I've got some other Garbage Pail Kids that I've picked up and put to the side. Of course, we've been recently doing the Lego Minis, which seem to be really hot. A lot of people really seem to like those. I've got some the wacky packages, not the cards, although I'd love to get some of the cards, but the actual physical wacky packages. We'll start doing more of those. I mean, please let me know what you would like to see. There was another suggestion, and it goes back to doing these vintage repairs. Is like going to a show. Somebody wanted me to go to a show and utilize the GoPro and have a budget. So say if I go to a show and say, okay, my budget's $20, I gotta find a busted Joe that's reasonably repairable at a show. Can it be done? And produce a show around that idea where I go in with the $20 and maybe I search for the figures, or maybe I drop a little bit of knowledge on the figures or what I know or whatever, and see if I can get out of that show with a figure or with multiple figures. Kind of an interesting concept. I'm up for trying that out. We'll see. I mean, I've already been to the 2 JB toy shows. You know, the other guy came from the second, so he had like a spring and a winter show. Maybe I'll do that at JB, or if there's any more shows in the future, I probably will be at a table with Lobo and in RetroCon later on this year. So maybe we'll do something similar at that show. But is that something you guys would like to see? I just you know, it's an empty void right here on this YouTube channel, and I want to interact with you guys more than oh, this is cool. You know, I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you find it cool, but I want to pick your brain. I want to pick your brain, and I want to see what it tastes like. And anyway, let's see here. I'm going to wrap up all I'm going to wrap up the chat here. So you guys got we'll give you about 5 minutes. So we'll let you guys throw anything into the chat that you want me to cover. But I am wrapping up. So let's hear it. Let's hear it from you guys. Let's see here. So Something Suave Theater wanted to know the Joe from the 80s show. Yeah, so it's either Sunbow era or Deke era. So I would say yes-ish, kind of. I think it is. Again, it's a character I never owned, but how do you know whether or not I owned them? It was a mail away. It was a mail away exclusive. So it wasn't something. I mean, a version of that character was carded. So there are versions of that character that was carded, and of course this version was not carded because it was a mail away. So I did pick up its I do have its file card, but I did not include it in there because I want to preserve the mystery just a little bit more. So I did not include the file card. Kurt says, so he is a he. He is a he. He's not a he-man. He's a G.I. Joe. I think you're saying, is he a he? Like, so, you know, is it, you know, Baroness or Scarlet or Tank Girl? Tank Girl? No, Cover Girl. Its gender is presumed to be a he. So it is a he figure. And it's a Joe, not a Cobra, not a Dreadnought. Something Suave Theater, again. I'm down for anything. It all sounds interesting. You got it. Anything it is. Anything, everything. Hopefully the live feeds get a little bit better. If that is it, I will give you a couple more minutes. We've got a little bit of time. I know that there's a little bit of a delay, so I will count this. I wish I had I do have a time clock. I should just put it here. There you go. We got all this time running down. We did. This also came from JB Toy Show. This also came from Chris Lamont. Thank you very much, Chris Lamont, by the way. So I don't know what do you want, which of those out of all those Joes, which Joes should be the first to actually got it. I'll have to like walk around and have them on my hip pocket. I actually did own one of these at one time, and I actually ran my belt through it and used to walk around with it on my belt. Nerd. Major Blood was a mail away in '82, but was offered to people who got Cobra Commander. Okay, good to know. It is not Major Blood. It is not Major Blood because Major Blood is, well, he's considered a Cobra, even though he's a mercenary. He's kind of independent, so he's not really Cobra, but we get the gist. No, it's not Major Blood. And then Jazz Hands. Jazz Hands. Jazz Hands. Yeah, I mean, we can sit here and talk Joes all the time. Joes, Transformers. Yeah. I mean, what do you want to know? What do you want to know about Joes? G.I. Joe. I did own Sergeant, or I did own Major Blood at one time. I was actually surprised when we did an interview with Michael Bell. I never knew that Michael Bell did Major Blood until we did the interview, and Harold was interviewing him, and he's like, "Oh, you know, you're iconically known as Duke, because you know when Michael Bell talks, that's his natural speaking voice. So he way sounds like Duke." And Michael Bell, he's quick-witted. He shoots back and he goes, "What? I don't sound like Major Blood? You didn't go with Major Blood?" And he goes into the Major Blood voice and everything. It's like, "Oh, Major Blood? Oh." Thanks for the show. Good night. So I guess that's my cue. Thanks for the show and good night. See you, everybody. Thanks a lot for joining in. I will try this again next week. Look out for the shorts. Subscribe, like, comment, eat cheddar cheese, and I'll see you next time. Bye.